Night Stories for Rebel Girls.
Hey, Rebels! This is Good Night Stories for Rebel Girls, the interview. I'm Luna. Right now, I'm talking to Geetha Murali, the narrator of 4 of our Young Changemaker stories. Go check it out if you haven't already. Hi, Geetha. Thanks for being here. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself? Like, what's your favorite color? Or your favorite food?
I love bright colors. Yellow is my favorite. It reminds me of the sun and the fact that every day is a new day. My favorite food, oh my gosh, savory breads. Pizza crusts, lavash, bologna, baguettes. But my favorite is deep-fried puffed breads of South Asia, bhaturas and puris.
Ooh, yum. What else can you tell us about who you are?
Who am I? Such a great question. Well, I'm a woman who could have been married as a teenager without the choice about what type of life I wanted to lead. My mother, she fought the patterns in her family. My grandmothers were married at 2 and 14 years of age. But Mom ensured I could pursue my heart's desires. I now have the education and the life skills I need to achieve whatever goals I may want. And now I'm the CEO of Room to Read. We're an international education organization that transforms the lives of millions of children through education. We're creating a world free from illiteracy and gender inequality. And to date, our global team of incredible staff have implemented programs in 21 countries and benefited more than 32 million children. And this transformation from child bride to CEO, it only took a single generation. That's how quickly change can happen. So what I do is work every day to make sure transformations like this happen for millions of children around the world. I believe strongly that world change starts with educated children. So I want Room to Read to help educate as many children as we can, as quickly as we can.
That's incredible! And for some of our listeners who may not know about Room to Read, can you tell us more about how it's changing the world?
Well, only 3% of global humanitarian aid is actually spent on education. But education is one tool that can solve so many of the world's most pressing problems. We know that healthier families start with education. Climate justice starts with education. Safer and peaceful communities start with education. Thriving economies start with education. Poverty reduction starts with education. But even if we didn't have those incredible byproducts benefiting numerous other people and systems, I think I would still do this work because I want to see children exercise their own individual rights to be informed and to make their own choices. And with literacy and life skills, I want to see every girl exercise her right to dignity and to self-respect. And if we have so many young people exercising their own rights and making better decisions about their lives and their communities, I think it's indisputable that we'll be transforming the world. We'll be making it more just, more prosperous, more peaceful. Education is a no-brainer. It's the best investment we can make because more problem solvers equal more solutions.
Before you came to Room to Read, you worked with a lot of big companies. What made you change your focus, and how did you get to where you are today?
Well, my professional journey has not been straightforward. I have always been really conscious of the hardships that my family endured so that I could have the life I have. And so I worked hard. I invested in my skills. I tried to soak up every piece of knowledge I could from advisors and mentors. And along the way, I've worked a lot of different jobs. I worked as a statistician, as a social scientist, an entrepreneur, an academic. But through it all, I recognized that my heart and my head were only aligned when supporting community organizations that were doing the hard work of changing their own societies for the better. And recognizing that interest is what led me to Room to Read. I am very aware that without the role that education played in my mother's fight for her own future, I would not be here with the ability to influence millions of young people's lives. So her story, my family history, it's about what happens when a young girl is educated. So providing literacy and life skills education to children, boys and girls, gives them the chance to learn about opportunity and to seek it. I just can't imagine a better solution to solve the world's challenges.
So cool. Now, you narrated 4 different stories from our Young Changemaker series. What excites or inspires you about the stories of Dumini, Trang, Sapana, and Yashika?
Girls like Dumini, Trang, Sapna, and Yashika are 4 of millions of girls we work with. But stories like theirs, they just speak to my heart. These girls reject community stereotypes and limitations, and they pursue trajectories that no one could have imagined except each of them. They are brave and resilient and determined, and their paths are shaped by the struggles they've faced, the skills they've built, and the dreams that they have dreamt. And to create new possibilities for yourself, your family, your community, to set goals that people tell you are just too high for you, especially when you've rarely or never seen another achieve those goals. I just think there's nothing more inspirational than that.
I totally agree. Okay, if you could go back to when you were a kid and give yourself a piece of advice, what do you think it would be?
I would tell my younger self that you are not limited by the way you look or the destinies that others may see for you. You are only limited by what you believe you are capable of. So invest in yourself and your relationships, because none of us succeeds alone, and then just go for it. And I guess I'd go further to say, with every step you take forward, please remember to make life a little easier for others too, because opportunities are not equally distributed in this world, and you never know how your act of kindness can transform another life.
I love that. It's so true. And Geetha, what do you feel makes you a rebel girl?
I am proudly a rebel girl because the work I do, by its very nature, makes the impossible possible. We live in a world where the magnitude of problems can overwhelm us, but I see change happen every day, and change doesn't start as world change. It starts by me changing my world, and that's what I wake up every day striving to do.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much, Geetha.
It's been an honor to speak to the Rebel Girl community.
And thank you out there for listening. Until next time, keep asking questions and stay rebel.